Okay, so in this video of React interview series, we will be discussing about how events work in React and what are synthetic events. Let's first understand what are events in JavaScript before diving into React. An event is basically a signal that something has happened, like a user has clicked a button, pressed a key, or submitted a form. These events are triggered by the browser and we respond them with something called event listeners. Let me show you with a simple example. Here we have created a simple event.html for our demonstration purpose. In this example, we are telling the browser that when a button with ID my button is clicked, run this function and show an alert button is clicked. These are called native DOM events and they work by browser's own event system. There are many type of events like click, key up, submit, mouse over, basically anything that user does to interact with your web app, and our response to the event listeners make the website interactive. Now React also allows us to handle events, but it doesn't use these native events directly. Instead, it wraps it into something called synthetic events, which is React's own version of event object. So what purpose does synthetic event serve? So the synthetic event helps React to make event handling more consistent across all the browsers and gives it more control on how events are handled internally. And obviously we have been handling events throughout this series even before this video as well. Let me show you the example. Like here in our previously used demo functional component, we have this onClick event on click of which increment counter function is triggered. Now in this increment counter function, if I pass an event argument and if I console log it here, let's see the output. Now here if I click increment, as you can see we have a synthetic base event here. It has all the user events that you can use like different buttons, alt key, shift key, etc. And in this the most important thing is this target attribute that has all the data about our event, and mostly in form handling we use e.target.value for showing the data and modifying it. Many functions like e.prevent default, e.stop propagations are widely used with the events. In React, because of the synthetic event, the behavior is same for all the browsers. Fun fact, before React 17, these events were pooled, meaning they were reused for performance. You had to call e.persist to access the event in async code. These are no longer needed in the latest versions of React after 17. So this was about synthetic events and how they are handled in React and how they are different from the vanilla JavaScript event that you have used in vanilla JavaScript. Feel free to ask any doubts in the comment section and subscribe to the Skills Buffet channel for more technical content. Thank you and see you in the next one.